Let's think about dependent and independent events. Let's think about this first situation here. Let's imagine we draw a card from a standard deck of cards, and then we roll a six-sided die. These two events, these two probability experiments are independent because one does not affect the other, right? No matter what happens on the card draw, it is not going to affect what happens on the rolling of the die. For an example of dependent events, let's imagine that we draw from that same deck of cards, and then we draw again from that exact same deck. So we don't say that we replaced the card. If we did, then they would be independent events. But because we draw twice without replacement, the second draw is going to depend on what happened the first time, right? For instance, maybe your first draw was the four of hearts. Well, then the probability of the four of hearts on the second draw would then be 0 out of 51. Right? Because on that first draw, there was one four of heart out of the 52. But on the second draw, there's no longer 52 cards in that deck. There's 51. And the probability of drawing the four of hearts on that second draw, well, if you already drew it out, it's no longer there. So if your probability changes as you perform an experiment, the events are not independent, they are dependent.